Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about Incredible Hulk issues 353 to 359. It's one of the most bizarre Hulk stories that I've ever read, so without further ado, let's get into it. So we're still in the Mr. Fixit era of the Hulk. He's the head of security to a casino. He works for a guy called Mr. Berengetti. Ever since we started this story arc with Mr. Berengetti, he's been having to deal with the mafia, with the Magia, trying to move in on his terrain, trying to take a cut from his casino. He's been able to keep them at bay, especially with the help of Mr. Fixit. They have become more and more aggressive, and to the point that they almost kidnapped Mr. Berengetti. Now, during this time, Mr. Fixit has not been doing the best job protecting his boss up until this moment. Something important that starts happening in these issues is that Hulk is starting to revert back into Bruce Banner during the day. This had stopped happening for a while due to a magical spell that was given to Mr. Fixit, thanks to some adventures that he had in the microverse. So while we're dealing with the situation with the mob trying to move in and take over Berenghetti's casino, a mysterious figure has arrived to Las Vegas. His sole mission is to make people happy, to make them realize their dreams. So we're talking about Glorian, this very odd character. He's insanely powerful. So the main premise of the story is that Glorian is pretty much hell-bent on trying to make Hulk happy. Now, I don't know too much about Glorian. Like, the only other time I've seen him in a comic book was in Generation X way back in the day. He seems to have history with the Hulk, and this is like his ultimate test. He has been under the tutelage of another really odd character that's pretty obscure. His name is the Shaper of Worlds. And I have to say that the Shaper of Worlds and Glorian, they're not as powerful as a Beyonder, but they can manipulate reality and do some really crazy stuff. So what happens is the mob tried to make a move to kill Mr. Berengetti. Hulk wasn't there to protect him because during this time it was the day, so he was Bruce Banner. It's pretty funny because Bruce Banner is totally oblivious to the fact that he's actually the head of security to a casino. Another funny situation that we have with Bruce Banner is with Marlo, who is the girlfriend to Mr. Fixit. He doesn't know how to deal with her, but he needs her help to survive basically in Las Vegas. Now, once we return to nighttime, Mr. Fixit reappears. He starts a one-man war against every single faction of the mob. When all of a sudden, he starts living the most incredible and perfect day he has ever had in his life. Every single thing that Mr. Fixit has ever wanted just starts happening. There's this really surreal moment where Mr. Fixit is riding in a limo across Las Vegas, and he tells his driver to run over the leader who's crossing the street. He's like, gun it, run over that dude. Then we have this other situation where he's able to kill Bruce Banner. He's rid of him once and for all. But Hulk realizes that everything that's going on is just too good to be true. Reality snaps back to the way it should have been. And there the Hulk discovers that this was all product of Glorian. And Mr. Fixit is not happy with this whole situation being manipulated by Glorian. He starts chasing him all across Las Vegas. He's so freaking pissed off to the point that when he catches him, he kills Glorian. But what happens is Hulk's anger just doesn't dissipate. So he's going all across Las Vegas, clobbering every single mobster, thug, biker he can find. So Glorian comes back to life after having a small chat with the Shaper of Worlds. And when he does, he's approached by the head of the mobsters, the guy that's trying to take over Las Vegas. His name is Clot. So Glorian explains to Clot that he had failed in his mission, but Clot actually responds to Glorian, look, I'm sort of in the business of also fulfilling dreams. He tells him, just sign this little contract here and I'll give you the means to win over the Hulk and you can fulfill your mission. Now Glorian, without a second thought, he goes in, signs the contract. He actually signs it with his blood. He's just happy that he's going to be able to make Hulk happy. And what Clot tells him is, look, Hulk has a lot of friends. And he leans on those friends to be able to get out of problems and stuff like that. So you're going to have to turn everyone against the Hulk. So Glorian's like, yeah, that makes sense. So what he does, he starts systematically going after each one of the people tied to Hulk's life, using his powers, tricking everyone to think that Hulk is trying to kill them. And once everyone's against Hulk, Hulk is going to come begging to Glorian and tell him, fix my life, make things better. Even Clot pitches in, sending a demon after the Hulk, and they both have a brief little battle across Las Vegas. So now we have everyone turn on Hulk. Hulk doesn't really understand what's going on, but he doesn't go begging to Glorian. Glorian just flips out. It gets to this really bizarre point where Glorian starts attacking Hulk openly, trying to coerce him. So Hulk would ask him, please give me your paradise. Clot actually steps in at this moment and tells Glorian, look, you couldn't win over the Hulk, and in the fine print, it says, if you couldn't win over the Hulk, your soul is mine. There we discover that Clot is actually one of the Hell Lords, like Marvel has many devils, and he's just one of them. There's one moment where he says he's Satanish, but he doesn't look like him. But the thing is, he's making his move, he wants to take over Las Vegas, he wants all those souls. He wants to feed off all that sin there, but in the case of Glorian, he's like this really innocent being, so capturing his soul is sort of like a big prize for Clot. This fall from grace for Glorian, doing such horrible things to everyone around Hulk, and even the Hulk himself, made things easier for Clot. So now we have Glorian begging Hulk to save him, that he doesn't want to go to hell. And at first, Mr. Fixit doesn't want to help him, but when he starts seeing that Glorian's really suffering and that this whole situation is very, very terrible, he's like, even though he's a dipstick, he did try to make me happy, even though he manipulated me, but I'll help this guy. That's when Clot turns into full-on devil, and Hulk's sort of like, okay, I'm not sure how to deal with this. But what ends up happening is that we have this Deus Ex Machina situation where the Shaper of Worlds actually has to step in and save Glorian. So I'm going to leave this video here. This was a very bizarre story, but it's a lot of fun. So I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.